Do I believe that SNEK has a future? I think so. And 5 cents, do I see that hypothetically being on the horizon when it comes to it for this foreign? That wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, even though nothing I say is financial advice. But here's the thing. We all know SNEK is a very amazing Cardano meme coin. And when it comes to Cardano, let's face it, it's arguably one of the best layer 1 blockchains out there, arguably in my opinion of all time. Now, why does this matter? It's because people usually, when they believe in a layer 1 blockchain, right, they sometimes want to look for projects that are in that space too, in that ecosystem, I would say. That's why we saw, something like Ethereum do so well, historically speaking, when it comes to the meme coins, for the people who do believe in that, right? Also, when we take a look at Solana, we all know how amazing Solana meme coins are as of right now, and even historically speaking. And when it comes to Cardano, it's about time it got some shine, because for quite a while, everyone was like, oh, Cardano doesn't have anything fun, doesn't have anything exciting. Well, there's SNEK. And I do like this because arguably, in terms of popularity, when I ask people, hey, what's a Cardano-based meme coin? They don't name like some random nonsense. They talk about SNEK. So this is something that I do really like. And if we think about it, Ethereum is something that is riddled with issues, right? Sky-high gas fees, arguably not even scalable. And then also on top of that, it has to rely on these Ethereum layer 2s to kind of remove that type of nonsense. What's a better, layer 1 blockchain? Cardano. That's why I like SNEK. And if we think about it, the founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, he's actually the co-founder of Ethereum. Now, allegedly, people say he got fired from Ethereum or whatever. And then, who cares though, right? Who cares whatever the story is? But you know what? I think Cardano is a much better layer 1 blockchain anyway. So it's a blessing in disguise, really, when it comes to Charles now being, a very fantastic individual, being the founder of Cardano. Now, even besides that point, when I take a look at something like SNEK, people think, oh, the only thing it has going for it is it's a Cardano-based meme coin. Well, a little bit, but there's more, a little bit as well. Because if we take a look at it, SNEK, allegedly not too long ago, there was over 40 integrations in markets such as gaming, DeFi, and payments. Now, we have to think about this. Is SNEK gonna be integrated in those markets, and is it gonna become like, something revolutionary within that? Come on, man. It's a meme coin. This is not gonna achieve anything really hypothetically that revolutionary or, being kind of like mind-blowing in terms of its fundamentals. It's not that, but I do like those aspects. Again, I think it's a 2 thumbs up for me because I think it's very fantastic. Now, even besides that, when I take a look at going to the price of 5 cents, why isn't that too much to ask for? Because if it were to go to that price, considering current circulating supply, at that point, market cap would be around $3.7 billion. Let's say for simplicity's sake, nearly $4 billion. And that's around a 12x from here, by the way. But even besides that, why don't I think this is too much to ask for? It's because let's say during a fully fledged bull run, something like Dogecoin went to around $120 billion market cap, and let's say Shiba Inu went to around $80 billion. So that's combined $200 billion. Now let's put some perspective into this. First of all, those are only those 2 projects in this make-believe scenario, not including Pepe, not including Floki, not including all this, right? I'm just saying those 2 projects. In $1 billion, that's $1,000 million. But even besides that, that's a lot, right? So out of 200 billion, again, dollars, why can't around 4 billion, or should I say even less than that, a little bit, right, flow into this during a fully fledged bull run? I'm not saying next 2 Mondays or next Monday. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying tomorrow, next 2 days. Again, I'm just saying during a fully fledged bull run, I don't see why not. You know what I mean? It doesn't even seem like that much attention, Out of 200 billion, this is like less than 5% of that. I mean, come on. SNEK has historically proven that, when the market does do pretty good, this tends to go along with the ride. It doesn't have like an extensive history like a Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, but I'm just saying, like, it's been proven in the relatively, like, somewhat short to medium time frame, So, again, I do like that when it comes to SNEK, it shows that it's not something that's forgotten about, because it could easily have been forgotten about, you know what I mean? It's just a meme coin after all, but it didn't. And it's not being forgotten about as of right now. So it showcases that, the community is very strong. The amount of holders are holding up pretty good. Not to mention, it showcases that, being a meme coin on Cardano holds some status right there. It has some esteem. So this does matter, in my opinion. Now, all I gotta do right now is just stay patient, continue to acquire more old, and I just wait, because usually altcoins, as a worst case scenario, they typically peak around 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. And the last Bitcoin halving event happened in April of last year, so 18 months from then would actually mean around October this year. This is a guarantee. Will it happen this time around? Who knows? Only time will tell. But with the way the markets are heading as of right now, that really wouldn't surprise me, especially if we see this gradual just increase all the way up until the end of this year. Maybe we'll have to wait and see, right? But even besides that point, I think something that is especially bullish for me when it comes to the whole space overall, I'm not talking only specifically for SNEK or even Cardano, let alone, I'm just saying the whole space. According to Crypto.com research, there's over 600 million crypto owners as of right now. That's very amazing because not only is that pretty much double when compared to the peak of the 2021 bull run, but we're seeing those figures as of right now without Bitcoin ever reaching $150,000, without ever seeing that fully fifth gear type of altcoin season like we saw back in 2021. We haven't seen all this, right? We haven't even seen Bitcoin, let alone go to 200,000, 250 or 300,000. Imagine if, let's say, Ethereum goes to like $10,000 or maybe even beyond. Bitcoin goes to $250,000 plus. What would the amount of crypto owners look like then? Would there only be around 600 million or would there be 7 or even 800 million? Who knows? That wouldn't surprise me though, but I'm just saying out of that much attention and hype, why can't some flow into this? And as the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships. If Cardano gains a lot of attention, even more than what it has right now, which I do believe it hypothetically will, are we saying that something like SNEK, which is pretty much arguably the number one meme coin on Cardano in terms of popularity, in my opinion, or in terms of the mainstream status, are we saying that won't go along with the ride? Yeah, again, I just don't see why not. Take a look at this as well, right? Even according to Charles Hoskinson, back in November of last year, he said 1 to 2 years from then, he could very well see Bitcoin reaching anywhere between $250,000 all the way up to $500,000. Again, that's Charles Hoskinson right there, the founder of Cardano, which again, SNEK is a meme coin on Cardano. When he says something like that, I'll pay attention. Doesn't mean he's going to be correct, but I think that's just some food for thought right there. All I can do right now is just stay patient, continue to accumulate more hold, and I just wait. That's it. Nothing else I can control, right? I can't demand SNEK to pump. I can't demand the space, or should I say the whole crypto space to do this, do that. I can't do that. The only thing I can control is myself, so just accumulate more hold, and I just wait. That's it. Because 5 cents when it comes to SNEK wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's only the captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Bye.